Good afternoon. My name is Barbara Fuller, and as Chair of the Board, I welcome you to this January 20th, 2026 regular meeting of the Washtenaw County Board of Road Commissioners. Shelby Rockaway, our office coordinator, will describe how our meetings operate, how to access the agenda packet, and how people may participate remotely. Shelby.
There are multiple ways to make public comment during today's board meeting, whether you are joining us in person or virtually. If you are here in person and would like to make public comment, please fill out the sign-in sheet now. If you are joining us virtually, we will ask you to raise your hand at the appropriate time in the agenda. And now I'll turn it over to Chair Fuller.
I now call this January 20th, 2026 regular meeting to order and ask Shelby to call the roll.
Chair Barb Fuller.
Present.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum.
Present.
Commissioner Gloria Llamas.
Present.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Present.
The following directors are in attendance. Managing Director Matt Washtenaw. Director of Engineering and County Highway Engineer Brent Schlack. Director of Operations Adam Lape. Director of Finance Dan Ackerman.
Very good. Please join us in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So move.
Second.
Additions, deletions, or corrections? Seeing none, Shelby, if you would, please.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum.
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Llamas.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes. The agenda is approved as presented. We have one set of minutes to accept today. May I have a motion to accept the board meeting minutes of January 6th, 2026, appearing on pages 3 through 11 of the packet?
So moved.
Support. Additions, deletions, or corrections? Seeing none, Shelby, if you would, please.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum.
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Llamas.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, the minutes from January 6th of this year are accepted as presented. Next, we will move on to report of our county commission liaison. Is Caroline with us?
Hello. Yes, I am.
Hello. Hi, Caroline.
How are you?
I'm good. The floor is yours.
I just want to share with you that we have a board meeting scheduled tomorrow. Our working session, we're going to be getting some information about opportunities for county involvement in affordable housing production. And then at the general meeting, we'll get an update on the Eastern Washtenaw Community Recreational Center. And we will also be introducing Miss Effler, who is the new Director of Aging Services. So I would encourage you to, join us so you can at least meet her and hear briefly what some of the things that she has in mind. And then we'll also have a brief report about the Washtenaw County Bicentennial, which is this year. So got some other things, but I think those are at the top of the list for reasons why people might want to join in and get some information about where we're headed in terms of the county. What did I guess I wanted to also say to the road crew that these last couple of snow events, that's what I'm going to call them, that we've had, I've been pretty impressed with how they've been able to manage and clear the roads. And so just want to thank them for that because it makes a difference, especially when you have to get out in it. So just wanted to say thank you to them for that. And that's it. Looks like you got a full house going on today. There are people in the audience. Oh my goodness.
Thank you, Commissioner. And just a side note, your meetings are also available online, live streamed, correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So if residents want to find out what we're talking about, they can join us virtually. They also can submit comments either by email, they can call in by phone, or they can show in person. But yes, we have a hybrid opportunity for residents to hear what's going on in the county.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We will move on to the next part of our agenda, public comment. This is the time set aside on the agenda to receive comments from the public. This is not intended to be a period for dialogue. Each person will be allotted 3 minutes to address the board. Shelby will explain how people may be recognized to offer comments. I just want to emphasize that we're going to stick to that 3-minute time frame pretty diligently, and you'll see a time clock. What was that?
That was Caroline.
Oh,
That's
okay,
okay.
okay. So Shelby, if you'd please read those instructions.
Since this is a hybrid meeting with both in-person and virtual attendees, we will take turns between those attending in person and virtually. For virtual attendees, we have provided some instructions on the screen on how to participate and make public comments. If you're attending this meeting virtually and would like to make public comment, please raise your hand now. If you dialed into the meeting from your phone, you can raise your hand by dialing *9. Our communications manager, Tiffany Oliphant, will unmute virtual participants with raised hands one at a time and will announce your username or last 4 digits of your phone number when it's your turn to speak. Please share your name and address before beginning your comments. For in-person attendees, we will start with those of you who have signed up on the sign-in sheet as you walked in. If you haven't signed in, you are still welcome to make comment. We will notify you when it's your turn.
Thank you. Ms. Oliphant.
1 second. We have a lot of folks who would like to make public comment. I'm going to start with the names. I have
I'd like to start with the people who are here.
yes, ma'am. I was going to do that.
Okay,
Michael, pardon me for your last name. I think it's Halaka. Halaka. Okay. Can you come up to the front? Everyone, if you want to make public comment that is in person, you will come up to the front, say your name, and then you can address the board. I'm going to put the clock on there so you have your time frame. 1 second.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
So thank you for hearing me. My name is Michael Halaka, and I am here to add yet another voice about the Washtenaw Road widening project.
would you be so kind as to give us your address?
It is 6780 Washtenaw Road, and I own the 24 acres that is right at the roundabout between Washtenaw Road and M52.
Okay,
So there's a lovely wetlands there, and that is my property.
thank you.
So, and I know that a lot has already been said regarding the project, and I know that we as a group are very happy that we, I think, reduced the widening from 4 feet to 2 as a target. But I certainly would like to reiterate just a few points that I'm sure have been made. First of all, we want to preserve the trees. There's a lot of wildlife that reside in those trees, and we seem to be cutting a lot more trees down nowadays than planting. So we'd like to keep the old growth trees that are there. So I know that's been said before, but I certainly would like to add my name to that list of concern. And then specific to my property, because it's right next to M52, I noticed that throughout the summer, there's a lot of people that park on the side of the road to access the B2B trail that runs along M52 there. My concern would be that if we add a nice heavy shoulder to the sides of that road, that's going to invite people to continue to park there or expand the number of people that park there regularly. And I think this could pose a safety risk, especially if we have a wider road and more traffic. You're going to have families that are getting in and out of their vehicles there to access the trail.
On Workner or M52?
On Workman.
Okay,
So yeah, just south of M52, there's some pull-offs there already, and I noticed consistently that there's parking there. So I just think if we add the shoulders, you're going to invite even more people to park, and I think that poses a safety risk.
okay,
So, and then I really, personally, in my experience with that road, it's not very heavily traveled. It's kind of the shady lane effect right now, and I really don't think it doesn't seem to go anywhere. And I'm sure you guys have done the analysis, but it kind of ends at Sibley, where there's a daycare and a small industrial park. So there's not a lot of traffic that goes on there other than the people that live there. So I would just question why the need to widen it because of the increased traffic volumes and bring in that higher volume to the residents and also the higher speed. So, and that's really it. I just wanted to add my name to the list. I know there's a lot of people out there already that are on this, and I appreciate the opportunity to speak.
thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Halaka.
Next, we'll have Nan Spike. Please come to the front.
What was the last name?
Spike.
Thank you.
Good
I don't even know. Good afternoon. I was going to say good morning. My name's Nan Spike, and my husband and I.
Could you give us your
I'm sorry.
address?
Yes, I am.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
I was coming to. We own 6134 Werkner, where we have a tenant, a rental. It's the old farmhouse, and then we built a new house, and that's 6310 Werkner. We own 40 acres of organic hay ground on Werkner, and we stand to lose possibly up to 30 old growth hickory and oak trees on our property if the widening takes place the way it was originally designed. And that really hurts my heart. And I'm going to try not to cry like I did last time at the meeting. But I just wanted to read a quick excerpt, if I could, from an article written by the Washtenaw Historical Society. And that is, today, over 99% of oak savannas in Michigan are gone, but the less than 1% that remain support more rare and declining wildlife and plant species than any other habitat type in Michigan. The remnants of these old oak openings can sometimes be found in historic cemeteries, long-established college campuses, various nature preserves, and I'm going to stress this, and along old roadsides, Werkner Road, and farm fields. And so that is kind of where we're at with our trees. Is I was able to borrow a diameter tape from my friend who's a forester, and I was able to measure some of these old trees. With the help of my son, we were able to roughly estimate the age of some of these trees is up to 250 years old. And that, to me, is irreplaceable. And so I also was able to talk to a bat biologist who I know I mentioned before, and you guys have mentioned, and understand that bats are really, that the endangered bats are an issue in our area. And I was actually able to find out that within about a mile radius from our property in those oak trees, they have found and surveyed the Indiana bat and the northern long-eared bats, which are both state and federally protected. And I understand you guys know that and take into account that when you go to cut the trees, but unfortunately, if we go and we cut these trees, there's no replacing them. And I know there's no money in the, at least that I'm aware of, to replace these, and you can't replace 200-year-old trees. So that's all I have to say, other than one other comment. My son is in school over at Emerson. He wasn't able to be here. He's 13 years old, and he was really upset too as we were driving home. And he just said, "Mom, we have such a beautiful road, and they're going to cut all these trees, and it's going to be so ugly."
I need to stop you. Thank you for your comments, Nan.
Okay, we have Justin Perkins. Please come to the front.
Hi, good afternoon. Justin Perkins, 6081 Werkner Road. So first, I do want to thank the commission for working on this Werkner Road project. It does need the repaving. I think we're definitely appreciative of that work. When M52 had the work done a few years ago, it tore up the road. So we do really appreciate the paving. I also like to thank Managing Director McDonald. His team reached out to me last week, had a really nice conversation, shared a lot of information with me. So I know that took a lot of work and coordination from the team. So I do appreciate that. I want to speak for just a couple of minutes about the information on this project that's out in the public domain. I feel like that is actually the biggest challenge with this. I've had the benefit of speaking with Director McDonald and his team, but most other people have not. There's a lot of speculation about what this project is. If you get out on the petition, you'll see 6-foot shoulders. Managing Director McDonald has shared with me that's not the plan. It's more nuanced than that. They're narrower in many cases, but this information is not in the public domain. So people are speculating. It's creating a lot of concern unnecessarily. I think we're eating up a lot of the road commission's time, sending emails on things that are just speculative, but we're speculating because we don't know that information. So I want to offer what I think are the two pieces of information that the Roads Commission could provide that would just tamp all of this down and give people a lot more certainty about things. And at least the communication with you all would be based in fact instead of being based in speculation. The first is a detailed forestry work plan. If you can take the street, number all the major trees, color them red, yellow, green, are they going to stay? Are they going to go? Are they under analysis? We're not sure. That at least would tell people these trees are safe. You don't have to worry about this anymore. Or these trees, we're still understanding the impact of those. And the second is a comparative safety analysis. The stated purpose of the project on the website is safety. We should see a comparative safety analysis. And I think if the public had those two pieces of information, we could look at the safety benefits, we could look at the environmental impact. Everybody could actually be talking about the facts of the project and having better, more meaningful communication with you all on that. I know that we're supposed to get that information on February 9th. That's not soon enough. The reason it's not soon enough is because we know that there's an April 1st deadline for forestry work. So we all assume, again, because we don't know, that forestry work is going to start on the 13th of February because it has to be complete by April 1st. So if we don't get the information until February 9th, that's not enough time for the community to digest it, to have dialogue with you all. We need it well before then. We need it like this week, middle of next week type of time frame. And then lastly is FOIA is not the right avenue for this. This needs to be in the public domain. If an individual like myself FOIAs it, then it's my information. It's still not known to the rest of the community. It needs to be on the project website so that everybody can see it. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Justin.
Up next is Matthew Benbast. Benbasat, okay,
Uh-oh.
for the mispronunciation.
Would you be so kind as to spell that for me?
Phatforme.
Thank you.
That for me, if that's what you're asking me. If you want my name, I can spell that for you.
Thank you.
Is that what you want?
No, I'm
Okay.
good. Thank you.
My name is Matthew Benbasat. My address is 9152 Whitmore Lake Road. 9152, excuse me, Forest Road.
Forest Road?
Forest Road, yeah, Whitmore Lake. I've lived in this area for over 50 years, and I've been watching the cut down of the trees for years. And it's really pretty disheartening because, you know, the earth is our home. And what's happening is mankind seems to be subduing nature to try to accommodate business. And it doesn't seem to really match what is really necessary on the planet for our healing and for the people and for nature as well. I mean, when was the last time that any of y'all even went out to the woods, hugged a tree, saw the animals? You know, it seems like there's a disconnect between what's really going on in nature, and the so-called progress is not really about bringing betterment to our community. It's more about kind of just moving forward with business. The word business even means busyness. It means a hurry. It seems like there's a hurry right now to get this whole thing, this project in order to move forward before someone changes their mind or stands up and tries to represent, you know, hey, please leave nature alone so it can help us heal. You know, we're all stewards of this earth, you know, and if we don't stand up for what we believe, then we kind of get pressed into the scenery, you know, and I'm seeing that through conformity of what's happening with the minds of people where they've been hijacked and they've stepped out of their feeling energy, which is the language of the soul. I'm trying to approach this on a soul level of let's be good stewards of the earth. When the Indians were here, they didn't own the earth. They belong to the earth. We can't really section this up and pie it out in sections and say, this is mine, this is yours, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. We all are part of this. And the earth it's our home. You know, it's where we live. And if we don't start taking care of this, we're setting a certain precedence for the younger generation to see that they can just subdue, go in, you know, do things without really feeling the heart of what's really here for us. And I have a deep concern about that because everyone is a teacher. We can't not teach. Everything that's going on is showing somebody something. And we are all kind of following the patterns. A lot of these are patterns of dysfunctionality that really concern me on a deep level because I feel like we're losing connection with our spirit being. And so I ask that you reconsider this and come from a place of the heart. Thank you.
Very much.
And also, one more thing, I have a card which is, I want to give to the commission. It's actually a friend of mine that takes pictures of the trees and such in the community, and it's just look at it.
Okay, thank you.
Up next is Greg Johnson. Please come to the front.
My name is Greg Johnson. I own the house at 6072 Workner Road. I live at 6151 Sibley Road, around the corner.
I'm sorry, 6151
Sibley Road,
Sibley.
right
Okay,
around the corner.
thank you.
Okay. Good afternoon. Thank you for the opportunity to talk to you about the concerns that we have in our Workner Road neighborhood and the Chelsea, Sylvan Township community as a whole. I would like to present to the board to be entered into the record a petition opposing the removal of the trees on Workner Road with 1,154 verified signatures. Since I have printed this petition yesterday, there are now 1,261 signatures on the petitions. I'll hand that in afterwards. To be clear, all we are asking for is that the road be repaved as is without widening. There is no mandate to widen this stretch of the road, which would consequently require the removal of old growth oak trees. Some are estimated to be over 200 years old. We live in this area because of the rural natural beauty and the canopy the trees provide. They shape our neighborhood's identity. These trees are the pillars of the local ecosystem and help the watershed. They simply cannot be replaced. I say there is no mandate because there are no federal or state monies involved. It is being paid for with voter-approved millage funds, which gives the road commission leeway in their plans. We've heard the road commission say widening the road would make it safer. Our group's research shows over the last 5 years, only 5 accidents have been reported on this stretch. There were no injuries. 4 of the 5 accidents were deer car related, so I'm not sure how we can make it safer. Also, for non-motorized travelers, we have a great alternative just 1 block away. It is the beautiful paved border-to-border trail, which runs parallel to Workner Road at this stretch. The bottom line is repave Workner Road, yes, we support you 100%, but please do not widen it. It doesn't need it. Save the trees and keep them safe for generations to come. At the same time, save taxpayer money and put the savings toward other roads in the county that sorely need it. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. I'll take that.
Okay.
Next, we have Dan Gaunt. Dan Gaunt.
Good afternoon. My name is Dan Gaunt, and I live at 6128 Workner Road. I'm here again to discuss the Workner Road project. We have seen the January 16th project update, which is clearly a step in the right direction, but still involves adding new shoulders to each side of the road from approximately the Chelsea Water Department driveway north to the M52 roundabout. We understand that this section of the road is in the greatest need of repair, hence the pulverize and pave option is being planned for that stretch, as opposed to the revised plan, which is now to mill and resurface from Sibley Road up to the water department with no additional widening for new shoulders. What is still in question is why the need to widen any part of the road. We have asked for proof that the entire project will be in compliance with the Michigan Environmental Protection Act, but apparently no environmental studies have been done to address the potential impacts of changing the footprint of the northern section of the road, which in addition to the potential loss of mature trees could directly impact natural wetlands on both sides of the road and the stream that runs through them. While we appreciate that attempts are being made to incorporate public feedback into this project, we're still concerned about the possible side effects of widening the road in places without publicly available environmental and safety impact assessments. We are also concerned about the lack of transparency and information sharing with the public at each step of this process. This began with stakes appearing in neighbors' yards with no explanation, followed by lack of response from road commission employees to our inquiries, to assurances as recently as the December 16th road commission meeting, when we were told that relevant surveys and studies could not be finished until at least mid-January. However, just days later, Werkner Road residents received letters dated December 22nd, stating that the project included an unspecified widening of the road for both paved and gravel shoulders and would include forestry work, which sounds a lot like the planning had already been finalized before we were told the studies would even be completed. In conclusion, we do believe that Werkner Road needs repairs, but feel that this can best be done by maintaining the current footprint of the entire road to preserve its safety, natural beauty, and the surrounding environment. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gov.
Next, we'll have Eric Mills.
Eric Mills, I live on, just off Ivy Road, which intersects with Verkner. So I drive Verkner every day.
So your residence is on Ivy?
It's on Ivy,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
And so I'm supportive of the repaving, but one thing I do see is traffic drives awfully fast down Verkner. It's sort of a commute road when the facilities at the industrial complex end up letting off. It's also kind of a bypass for people wanting to get to the freeway via Pierce Road. So they end up going down Verkner to Ivy. So all of that, I think, needs to be a concern of us with respect to it being unposted. 55 is entirely too fast through there. But that's sort of another topic. One thing that I'm a little concerned about is a couple weeks ago, there seemed like there was a lot of guardrail work that was done on Ivy, about a quarter of a mile west of Verkner. And it looks like about 20 feet of guardrail was replaced by about 200 feet of guardrail down both sides. And I'm wondering if this is something associated with the work on Verkner. It's awfully close. I saw no problem with the guardrails that were there over Mill Creek. That's where Mill Creek passes under Ivy. And in fact, Clark's Creek ends up crossing Ivy as well. And there are no guardrails whatsoever on Ivy there. So I'm a little suspicious of what all's going on, the lack of communication. I'm very concerned about next week. I'm going to see road tree crews there cutting down oak trees. I'm really concerned that that's something that could happen. So I'm hoping that our trust in this commission is I don't know the right word. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is Leslie. I think that's Galpa. Did I say that right? Thank you. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Leslie Panzika Glapa, and I live at 8010 Base Lake Drive, Dexter, Michigan.
Paisley Drive?
Base, like baseball,
Ah,
Base Lake.
Base Lake. Thank you.
And just wanted to say I hope you are all well today and good afternoon. I wanted to share with you a book. It's called The Hidden Life of Trees, What They Feel, How They Communicate, Discoveries from a Secret World. And it's the author's, I think, Wobadine is his name, but basically he's talking about how the trees communicate with each other. It's an underground network of root systems. And there's the mature trees, the mama trees, and they communicate with the younger trees. Literally, these trees are alive, and they communicate, and it's important to have all that root system, you know, for just the whole ecosystem, basically. And I wanted to, you know, bring that point up about these are really living entities, and for us to just cut down 200-year-old oaks, it's just, to me, a crime against humanity. And I also wanted to bring up the animals that live in these trees. Owls, bats, birds, woodpeckers, squirrels. Are we just gonna cut their homes down? They have a right to live, and I don't think that we should cut their homes down. And I just wanted to say also that I heard this morning that there were 1,000 trees cut down on Dexter Chelsea Road, and these metal posts are being put up, and I was just wondering what that was all about. Could it be this whole thing is just for the whole 5G installment? And that's all I really have to say, and I hope that you will consider not cutting down those beautiful trees. Breaks many people's hearts.
Thank you, Leslie.
Next, I have Sheila Palkowski.
Hi.
I'm Sheila Polkowski. I live at 2522 North Territorial, Ann Arbor. And I remember the 500 trees you cut down on my street. I remember the dozens of giants you cut on Mast Road. I remember the tree contractor who came through and picked what trees to take, the giant oaks and the black walnuts on North Territorial and Mast. But he left the giant junk trees like the cottonwoods. All these giants were tagged for the mills. The road was never widened, just a big tree slaughter. Residents came home to their trees cut without even knowing it was going to happen. And you announced a project road meeting about it, but you started to cut the trees weeks before the meeting. Can you imagine coming home and someone has cut your giant trees down on your own property? Can you really imagine that feeling? I remember the herbicides, toxic poison spray you wanted to spray our roads with. Not only that kills weeds, but it kills the trees and it kills us. Do you even remember the public outcry? Because I do. Do you know how many hearts you have broken because you cut their trees down? It is hundreds, if not thousands, of broken hearts in Washtenaw County. We've all moved to the country, and we chose this area because we like the country roads lined with the old trees. We love our Native American history, where they planted the oaks to mark the trails and the roads. And that's why they still line our roads today. But you keep destroying them all, and they are irreplaceable. I can plant an oak tree today, but I will never see it grow to this size. On my way here, I saw dozens of giant logs cut along Zeeb Road between Joy and Huron River, both sides, perfectly stacked, ready to be shipped to the mill. Can someone explain why we're cutting trees on Zeeb now? We don't want all our country roads to look like the freeway or to look like M52. We don't need wide paved shoulders, and we don't need curbs on our country roads. How about that taxpayer money that you're using go for high traffic dirt roads and deer crossing signs? Because we know statistics show they slow people down and remind them to stay alert. Have you forgotten how much we love our old trees? Our old oaks are the most important tree in the state. We as property owners own the property to the road. We pay the taxes on that land.
Ms.
We should
Perkowski?
have some say so.
I need to stop you.
Okay, please be the hero and stop the project. Thank you.
Next, we have Jean Wallace. Please. Yeah.
Jean Wallace, 5903 Gregory Road, Dexter. This is the third time I am here as a resident of Washtenaw County with other residents of Washtenaw County, trying to remind the Washtenaw County Road Commission that our trees are valuable to us. And it seems to me, with all due respect, that you're not getting the message, that you haven't gotten the message, that you don't communicate to us how you understand that we value our trees. I would like to recommend that you create a committee of road commission people and environmental people, Washtenaw County Conservation District people, to review any project you put forth that involves the cutting down of old growth trees, so that we as residents of Washtenaw County can feel that we have someone checking your projects. Someone who understands how important trees are to our environment, to our world, to climate change, to nature, to the animals and critters that live in them. I don't understand why I have to come again. And I've only come 3 times. I'm sure many people here have come more often than that. But again, why am I asking the Washtenaw County Road Commission to consider the value of these trees and how important they are to us as residents? Thank you.
Next, I have Norman and Joanne Weber.
Good afternoon. My name is Joanne Weber. I live at 6710 Werkner, which is on the north side of Werkner Road as you come off of the roundabout. I really appreciate your engaging and looking at people, because when I went to the Sylvan Township meeting, some people look like they did not even want to be up there listening to people complain about these trees being taken down. I'm standing here with the others to protest what they want to do with our little lovely road, which is supposed to be the safest road in the area. That's been brought out many times. Every day I stand at my sink and I look out to the roundabout. When I moved there in 1964, my in-laws lived in that home. There was no roundabout. Everybody who lived on that road went down there. Nobody else traveled down Werkner Road, that stretch. Since the roundabout, we have had so many trucks and so much noise from cars, motorcycles. I used to ride my horse up Werkner around the area because my father-in-law owned that land. I look out there now and I see trucks go around the roundabout, through the roundabout, hit signs in the roundabout. And it's not the little road that I lived with my in-laws in 1964. It's not that peaceful little road that we all love. I love looking out at the beauty of these trees. 300 years old. Yes, they give off oxygen. They provide shade. During the seasons, they have beautiful color leaves. They have bugs, many bugs that live in them. They are good for our ecosystem. And when our government wants to do away with climate change, these trees are there offering cleansiness to our air, to our water. People have given you names on a petition. Here's some questions that I am concerned about. Do we, the people on that road, the ones that revel in the beauty of that road, have any say on what is going on? Do we have to sit back and watch you take control of what you think you want to do to make the road safer since it's already been claimed to be safe? Is this just another piece of government dictatorship? I walked that whole area, that road, in the summer, fall, and spring. I never had to worry about a car or a truck. I see my time is up, but my proposal is just resurface it, leave it, have a 40-mile-an-hour speed limit, no trucks, and let us just revel in the glory of our little road. I thank you for your attention and your time.
Thank you, Ms. Weber.
Next, I have Christy Guest or Gerst. I don't know if that's an R. Gerst, okay. Uh-huh.
Hello. Hi. My name is Christy Gerst, and I live at 19448 Waterloo Road with my husband, who's here.
What is your last name, please, Christy?
It's Gerst, Gerst.
Thank you.
And we live off of 52 actually, so I would like to make a point someone else had made that people do park on that street often. It is either to hunt because there's that state land there or to use a border to border trail. So I can see the point where Werkner could turn into that if we widen it, which isn't going to make it safer. So today, my husband and I are here to support the repaving of Werkner. It definitely needs to be repaved. It's a beautiful road. I'm gonna cry too, because it is. It's just, we all moved to the country because that's how we're supposed to live. We're supposed to live slower. Business is busier. Our nervous systems don't need it. Every day I drive to work in Ypsilanti and I drive home and I feel completely different. And that's how we want to keep it. That's why we live there. That's why we drive 40 minutes every day to go home. I want to live in the woods. I want to see the hawks. I want to hear them. I want to be reminded of how we're supposed to live. Don't get me wrong. I own a business. I love being a business person. I love making my own money and being able to do things. But everything doesn't have to be bigger and wider and faster. Thank you. Okay, so these trees do not need to be cut down. The road does need to be repaved, but these trees have been living longer than anyone in this room. And they are a part of our ecosystem, which many of us have pointed out, and thank you. It's a part of us. It's a part of Chelsea, and that is why we live there. The people of Chelsea don't want wider roads that increase speeds, to have more people come there and disrespect the lands that we love and stand up for, and why we're all in this room. We want scenic routes with beautiful canopies over them, a slower pace of life, and safer places to be. This is why we enjoy the country life. It's why we've all moved there. It's why we've gathered together as a community to start. And it's also why we chose to show up today. My husband and I just recently moved to Chelsea, and I would say the best thing that has come of all of this for me is that I have met people that I live with now. I found a garden team to volunteer with that grows food organically for the citizens of Chelsea. We're a community, and we just ask you, please protect our community and our trees. Thank you.
Laura Perkins, please come to the front.
Hi, I am Laura Perkins. I live at 6081 Werkner Road. My husband spoke earlier and brought my son today.
He spoke too.
He's had a lot to say. I wasn't really planning on speaking, but I can't resist. We moved to this road about 8 or 9 years ago, and we chose it because of its rural nature. And this one of these historic trees is my view every day. And, you know, it's not about one person, like it's not about my view and one person. It's about the experience of our community and our neighborhood. And I think it's very clear that these historic 100, 200-year-old trees define the character of our neighborhood. Since we've lived there, I have noticed just anecdotally that traffic has increased. They've expanded factories, there's semis driving down our street all the time. I do not want more of that for my little children. I moved to the country so that it would be safe for them to play in the front yard. They're the ones that are tearing up the road. So I think looking at some traffic dampening in addition to repaving would be ideal. There's people drag racing on this street already. Wider shoulders is going to increase that. That's just how it works. So thank you very much for listening to me and all of my neighbors. I echo what they have said. I think when you hear that everyone on our street wants this, that's the public, you know, we're the taxpayers. This is what we want for our neighborhood. So thank you very much.
Greg Gall, please come to the front.
Good afternoon, board members. I'm here by our business. Oh, my name's Greg Gall,
And your address?
4950 Britton Highway. I'm here on recommendation of our business agent for the T-Foam Union represented people at Washtenaw County Road Commission. Despite recent statements by management claiming that they do not have to recognize me as union president, both our membership and labor law do recognize me. Management's opinion on that matter is irrelevant, but the management treats the union as an adversary. You will notice fewer employees present today than you should. This is due to fear. We know for sure that at least one foreman stated to his group, quote, "If you go to this board meeting, there will be repercussions, so choose wisely." That statement alone should alarm this board. Over the past several months, both the employee management relationship and the union management relationship have deteriorated severely. The conduct I'm describing today has created a hostile and retaliatory work environment. Management has used progressive discipline for disparate treatment and covert targeting. The breaking point recently occurred when management called employees into a meeting to question why they have not met a invented 80% call-in rate. That requirement does not exist anywhere in our collective bargaining agreement. Despite that, employees were issued a memorandum placed into their permanent file. They asked questions about people's personal time and personal life and placed papers in their files and dismissing anything that was said. I will be emailing you more detailed documentation later on. There are approximately 100, but I'm asking this to go on public record. We have approximately 140 employees at WCRC. We only have 6 minorities, 4 work in operations, and 2 of them have come directly to me feeling targeted. The last 6 months alone, WCRC has faced 1 federal lawsuit, 8 grievances, 2 arbitrations, 4 additional grievances are likely heading for arbitration. An estimated cost of $5,000 apiece, not including attorney fees, that's tens of thousands of dollars taxpayers could spend on roads, on defending management's decisions. In the most recent arbitration, the arbitrator stopped the hearing and asked the director of operations, while he's under oath, which of the 3 testimonies do you want me to believe? This is a credibility problem this organization is facing. I'm asking the board, by what authority did management create an 80% overtime requirement that does not exist in our contract? Why were employees interrogated? Why is the bargaining unit employees tracked by AVL down to restroom breaks for 15-hour shifts while upper management vehicles appear exempt and allowed for personal use? If they are not exempt, who monitors that? Why are truck drivers required to perform service work on $400,000 pieces of equipment without proper training or proper tools? Why is progressive discipline unevenly applied and allowed to be used for targeting? Why was a PIP issued, personal improvement, what do you call that, issued with no prior?
Mr. Gall, your time is up.
Okay, thank you.
At this time, that is all for public comments. I do not have anyone online who would make public comment.
Okay. Do the people online understand that?
How to make public comment? We can go over that again if you would like. Oh, I do have one person online that would like to make public comment.
All right, Mr. Demore?
I'm asking you to unmute, sir.
Okay,
Go
thank
ahead.
you, Commission. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right, thank you. This is James Demore, and unlike most of the other speakers who spoke on the topic, I am not a Chelsea area resident. I do live in the southeast side of the city of Ann Arbor, but I care deeply about the tree canopy in terms of the county and our natural systems. And I want to concur with what the previous speaker said about the issue of transparency. I concur there needs to be a framework in terms of a diagram of what trees are slated for removal. Furthermore, I think the public needs to provide greater input in terms of the process. It's very clear that Werkner needs to be repaved. I think there's no controversy there. But surely we need to become more creative. I appreciate that the commission took some steps to be a little bit more flexible. It appears it's not flexible enough. There's nothing to be understated at how important a 200-year-old oak tree is in terms of addressing the carbon footprint, in terms of the natural systems an individual tree can even provide. Removing that is a tragedy. And it sounds like in terms of what other speakers have said, there needs to be greater oversight, excuse me, of what is happening now. I also see in terms of the traditional approaches and the folkways this commission has in terms of Work or Textile Road, in terms of the many, many trees that have been removed, again, to achieve a long-term project. I would say change your processes, provide some greater transparency in terms of Sibley Road, provide it quickly. One more thing in terms of aesthetics. I may not live in the area, but I sure appreciate Chelsea that it has in terms of the natural beauty it has. I love Waterloo Recreation Area, and I like occasionally taking the side roads, and Werkner is one of them. Please do it right this time, and listen to the people that have spoken before you today. And with that, Madam Chair, Ms. Fuller, thank you for considering my comments. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Demore.
At this time, that is all for public comment.
All right. Let me get back to my notes. At this time, we will move on to written communications. They appear on pages 12 through 14 of the packet. Commissioners, anything you wish to draw our attention to? Commissioner Yamas?
I'd like to draw our attention to page 13, a letter from Carolyn Riley, thanking the road commission for removing the grass west of her driveway to give her a better view. And from Julia on page 14, regarding the weather and her drive, and she wants to thank the crew of Washtenaw Community Road Commission for the work that they have done. And I'd like to thank them also. That's it.
All right, Commissioner McCollum.
Madam Chair, page 13, under other communications, Nick James. I'd like to say that he thanks the foreman of Washtenaw County Road Commission for putting gravel down in front of the bridge on Braun Road. So I'm glad that that happened and that he is approving that. Thank
All
you.
right. Anyone else? Commissioner Green, did you have? No? All right. At this time, we will move on to any staff or commissioner follow-up to the public comment. Start with Commissioner Yamas, Commissioner Green, Commissioner McCollum. Okay.
Hey, I want to thank everyone for coming, and your thoughts are not ignored, and your heartfelt feelings about what's going on. There have been lessons learned about informing people ahead of time about what's going on, but I want to thank all of you for taking time out of your lives to express your feelings about what's going on.
Thank you. Mr. Green.
Yes, I'd like to thank everyone for coming in. Please know with all sincerity, we hear your concerns. We hear you. We're listening to you. We understand that there are competing concerns, but we do hear your concerns. So please know that this commission has listened to your voices and they're taken into account. So please know that. Thank you again for coming in, and thank you for all those online. Thank you very much.
Commissioner McCollum.
Yes, I'd like to thank everyone that has come in and spoken about their concerns about their road. And basically, it's not just a road, what I'm hearing, it's your home. So I appreciate all of your comments. I am going to look for that book, Hidden Life of Trees. Look that up. I love the library. It's very informational and helps give more information on things that I'm not aware of. So I will be looking for that book and reading it. But thank you everyone for coming and voicing your concerns.
Commissioner Yamas.
I want to say that I had only been on the commission less than a year. Then I remember what happened 5 years ago about the tree and the public outcry. And we've learned some things from that, but we continue to learn more. Tree policy came out of that. And we're trying to adhere by that, but we do hear your concerns and try to work as best we can. Thank you.
Mr. Managing Director, do you have anything you want to add?
Sure. Certainly thank you all for coming out. We will certainly continue to get information out. In fact, I shared with some of you, not all, that we had a good working session conversation this morning about Workner Road. That meeting was recorded. We will plan to post that to the project page so you can see that. That will give further background. Certainly, we will be ready for the public engagement, our two meetings in February 9th and 11th. The 9th is virtual, the 11th is in person in Chelsea. It'll be more like an open house format. The 9th will give the presentation, but we'll be providing more information on impacts. The design team is working on that. Certainly we'll be ready by that second week in February. Again, thank you all for coming.
I will just remark that please sign up for updates on the website as this whole process has progressed. The design is being refined. The impression seems to have been left that when those survey stakes went in the ground, that was the boundaries of the project and the work that was going to be done. Just like we built a pole barn by ourselves. You had to put stakes in the ground to know where you were going to work and what you were going to do, what the impact was. It was only a starting point. I understand why some of you might have been concerned when those went in and you didn't know why, what they meant. I understand that, and I appreciate you coming and asking your questions, documenting your concerns. Please know that all of those concerns are being taken into consideration, and there is a balance that the Road Commission has to maintain between keeping those roads in good working order for safety concerns, as well as considerations for the impact of any improvements that we make. And we're not heartless. I remember being called several things in the past. Perhaps some of you are here who were engaged in that behavior at that time. It makes a difference, but we have our responsibility to the public to maintain a safe roadway, spend the funds in a very prudent manner for the long haul. We hear you. The impact is being considered. The design is being refined. It is not finalized at this point, which is why you're not seeing us say this tree stays, this one doesn't, this is where the margin of the project is going to be. We are working with a consultant, a design firm, to be very sensitive to the impact of this project. And the reason we haven't put anything definitive out there is because it's not finalized yet. Stay tuned, stay engaged. Please attend the public information sessions that are coming up. One's virtual, one's in person. We will know more in terms of finalizing the design when we have those engagements with you. Any other staff wish to respond at this time? Commissioner Yamas?
I'd like to emphasize that everyone go look at the working session, that we take your concerns into consideration. And that will be posted on YouTube of this morning's meeting.
It was very lengthy. I think it was over an hour of a discussion about the Werkner Road project.
That's it. Thank you.
Anybody else? All right, we will move on with our agenda. Next up are the report of, well, we have a consent agenda to look at. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda items 1 through 6 as presented? The motions appear on page 16 through 18 with the background on pages 19 through 25.
So moved.
Support.
Anything you wish to draw our attention to or ask questions about, commissioners? Seeing none, Shelby, if you would please call the roll.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes.
Commissioner Joanne McCullum.
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas.
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smurs.
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, the consent agenda is approved as presented. We have no action items on today's agenda. We will move to the report of the road commissioners. Commissioner Smurs.
On January 7th, I was the commissioner on chat. We had no attendees. Good conversation with staff. That's
Thank you.
it for my report. Thank you.
Commissioner Green,
I have no report. Thank you.
Commissioner McCollum,
I have no report. Thank you.
Commissioner Yamas.
On January 14th, I attended the virtual countywide resurfacing program. It was well explained. I really appreciate it and all the information that was provided.
That's it. All right. I will report that on January 18th, I attended the bi-monthly meeting of the Dexter Forum. And yesterday, I was privileged to attend the Martin Luther King Jr. celebration at the Metropolitan Memorial Baptist Church. It was very inspiring. It was time well spent. It was kind of a dicey drive, but I'm glad I made the effort. We'll move on to staff reports. They appear on pages 26 through 38. Mr. McNamara.
Thank you, Chair Fuller. Want to let you know a couple things for myself. I do plan to meet with the Dexter Rotary this Thursday, January 22nd at 5:30. I'll be presenting on a general overview of the road commission and highlighting a couple of projects we have planned for the Dexter area and answer any questions that they may have. Also, next Tuesday on the 27th at 7 p.m., I'll be going to Northfield Township, presenting before their board. That was a request that we come out and give an overview and talk a little bit about local roads and funding and some of the changes in funding that took place this past October. So that is on the agenda. Also, lastly, myself and several of our staff are going to be attending the County Engineers Workshop that's being held in Muskegon from February 2nd, Monday through Thursday, February 5th. So I will not be attending our regular board meeting, but Adam will be filling in for me. And that's a great opportunity to meet with our other road commissions in the state. It's really great opportunity for continuing education. I do have a license that I need to maintain, so that allows for the necessary requirements on continuing education on specific topics that we cover as a road agency. So
Is it annual, Matt?
it is.
It is.
It is annual. And it's historically first week in February.
Okay.
So with that, I will answer any questions regarding any of the reports in the packet, communications, operations report, and then we have our permits and traffic and safety quarterly reports, along with our WCRC fix it. Any questions on that?
Commissioner Yamas.
No questions, just comments on the communications report. I always appreciate how thorough it is. Thank you, Tiffany, for your work on that, and everyone else. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you. She does a great job. Well done. All right, with that, we'll go ahead and bring up Brent Schlack for the engineering report.
Good afternoon, Brent Schlack, Director of Engineering. Excuse me. First off, I also wanted to update the board that I will be attending the County Engineers Workshop on February 2nd through February 1st. Actually, I'll be presenting with Mark Fenelon, our signal maintenance supervisor at that conference. Nate Murphy, our senior project manager, he will be providing the engineering report on my behalf for that meeting.
It'll be good to see Nate.
It'll be good to see Nate, yes. As far as project updates, so we did have, like Commissioner Lamas brought up, our countywide HMA public meeting on January 14th. And I just wanted to, the recording for that is on our website. Sorry, Tiffany, I think I threw you off on. Yeah, yep. So that's been posted to our website. And so you can get the information there. Certainly sign up for any updates for that. So you can see the presentation and the video and the detour for several of our roads that will be performing work on are posted on our website. Next is the Sharon Valley Road Bridge. This is a federal aid project. We did a project update, recently did a project update informing the public that we are moving the construction of this project to the fall of 2026. There were some funding reasons for that, and as we looked at the timing of this project, it made more sense to move this project to the fall. There is some tree removal with that project that we'll be performing. They also do the artesian conditions of that bridge construction. They have to preload or put weight on that area to help with their construction. So there will be a period of time where they've preloaded this area, and that we'll be monitoring that to then move forward with construction. So it made more sense to move this to the fall of 26.
Brent, that'll roll over into
construction
in 2027.
Correct. Yeah, it'll roll over into 2027. We do have an Eagle permit for that project, so there is some restrictions as far as when we can be within the water. But we will, with moving that to this fall, it'll move over. We can construct that through the winter, actually, and so we'll be outside of that window of requirement for Eagle.
Have you informed the folks who manage the canoe race about this change?
I will have to follow up on that. I am not sure. Hopefully they've signed up for updates because they would have seen that update, but we will give them that good news for at least 26 that they can have their race as normal.
I'm sure they'd love to hear from you, Brenda.
Yes, I'm sure they will. I will follow up.
Thanks.
And then I just wanted to remind the commission that working a road between Sibley and M52, it's a millage project, that we also put an update out for that. And that updated on some of the scope that we have a couple different sections. We're doing a couple different types of work along Workner Road. And then the reminder of, we've said that several times that we do have a virtual public meeting on February 9th and an in-person meeting at the City of Chelsea Council Chambers, an open house format on February 11th. So aside from that, I would encourage those to visit our website. We have posted several of our projects on the website. So if there's any interest from anyone, they can visit our website and sign up for updates or look for additional information. And certainly if they don't see what they're looking for, to contact us. So that concludes my report, unless there's any questions.
I don't see any.
All right, great. Thank you.
Thanks, Brent. Hi, Mr. Ackerman. Missed you this morning.
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
Good afternoon, board.
Connie was here.
Yes, Connie was here representing things. Dan Ackerman, Director of Finance. I did use that opportunity to try to crunch a lot of numbers and get ready for our audit, which actually is going to start 2 weeks from today, believe it or not. So our 2025 audit, the site work, Plant Moran, will be here for about a week, usually on site about a week. But there's a lot of information we have to get ready for them, obviously. So definitely this morning, I was taking advantage of Connie stepping in for me and got a lot of things done. I think I had shared with the board, we sent out a significant number of invoices for work for receivables to primarily townships, a couple of cities. And we need to receive those prior to the end of February in order to be able to include it with our 2025 numbers. So I'm happy to report that a significant number of those invoices have been received and paid. As a matter of fact, I took a sizable deposit today to Key Bank, which is great. So definitely kudos to Jamie Kraus, who was on preparing those invoices. Appreciate various staff members, including Aaron Burkholtz, Michelle Ford. We sent out a lot of invoices around the end of the year, and they're very good about following up just to make sure we could move those along. And like I said, the more significant invoices have been received and paid, which is great. But then I have to enter everything into the system and update various schedules. So I've been kind of working on that as well. On the accounts payable side, we do have a significant number of invoices for 2025 work. So we're having to do, it's called an accrual period where we accrue it back to the previous year. So again, audit starts in 2 weeks, but we still have invoices coming in. The goal would be every single invoice for work in 2025 is captured in that year. Obviously, if somebody invoices us in June when the audit's done for last year, we can't incorporate that, but we try to incorporate as much as possible. So anything that does come through after the fact is what the auditors would refer to as immaterial. So we'll have another accrual period next week and take care of that. Also, last week, I've kind of denoted, would that be the second or third week in January, is tax week. 1099s, W-2s, which I don't know if you've received your W-2s or not. Those did go out in the mail. Yes, a couple of you. If you haven't received them, you will shortly. They went out in the mail last week. Appreciate Tracy Balkwell and payroll who assisted me with that. And I think that's one of the earliest that we've produced those and provided them to our employees, which is great. That's definitely a heavy lift and something, obviously, people's wages and everything. So we want to make sure that we check, double check, triple check before we send them out. And but it's always nice to get those out. We're also working on the Affordable Care Act forms, which is for health insurance, basically proof of health insurance. And we've shared with the board that it's no longer required to provide to our employees and early retirees, but you have to acknowledge that they are available should anybody ask for them and provide them in a reasonable time. There's some verbiage we'll probably have to put on our website. We're going to probably do a slide for our employees. So we're working on that as well. Yeah, so just a really busy time for us. But I think we're in decent shape and definitely will be ready when the audit starts, and we'll be ready for the auditors. They use a SharePoint site that we can securely upload all of our information so they can have it ahead of time, which really cuts down on the time they're on site. So I think that's been a great move forward as far as the audit process. And we're looking forward to it. So, and that's my report, unless there's any questions.
I don't see any.
Okay, great.
Sorry to disappoint you.
No worries. Thank you.
And lastly, we'll bring up Mr. Leip for our operations report.
Good afternoon, Adam Leip, Director of Operations. Short update, since you got to hear plenty about winter maintenance this morning. Still rings true, winter maintenance still exists this afternoon into tomorrow. So been an interesting little bit of a week and a half here. Last week was kind of sleet, snow, a bit more manageable, traditional snow in January. Then we started seeing the January cool down over like 2 days, and when the wind kicked up. So This week has been, the early part of this week has been wind and Arctic temperatures. This evening, well, really in transitioning to early tomorrow morning, we're seeing a little bit of upward trend in the, sound kind of like a forecaster, but upward trend in the temperatures, get into the teens, and it could flare up a few inches of snow for us to deal with tomorrow. So crews are scheduled to start tomorrow early, and we'll see what we end up with at 4 in the morning. But there's gonna be a little window where the temperatures are gonna come up a little bit. Probably gonna create some opportunity for some snow. So we'll be back doing that. If we get a few inches, then a couple days we'll get it cleaned up and kind of move on. But then the temperatures kind of drop back down a little bit. So a little bit up and down right now is a little bit challenged. So it's keeping us busy.
Forecast to come up over 20 degrees or not?
Right at like 19, 20, it looked like. I just checked a
Okay.
few minutes ago, where it's just kind of just getting warm enough to
Have the
make
salt
snow. Yeah,
work.
yeah, which no complaints there. So we'll take that. The wind has been a bit challenging, so hopefully that settles down a little bit. It looks like it's in the teens, 15, 14 mile an hour, so it's still gonna be challenging tomorrow. So we'll kind of see what we get. We were able to do a little bit of road maintenance, just periodic stuff, last week. But we quickly got pulled back in, by 11 o'clock in the morning. We went out to do it. So, we only got a few days of maintenance last week. So we did some puddle patching, a little bit of tree trimming that we could get to, and then came into, been snow and ice ever since. So, do want to kind of make a note to the shop. Shop's keeping all our trucks going right now. We're certainly have load testing them as we speak. The past few weeks, it's been a lot of use of the vehicles. So they're doing pretty good. Shop's going as fast as they can with 8 people. So it's impressive. We appreciate it. And we're trying to quit breaking them as best we can, but inevitably they fail a little bit, like we talked in the working session. They just fatigue under all that load. So we'll keep those going. Doing good so far. And then our facilities team, it's a little chilly in here today. They're working on some repairs that they have to do during the day, because we had a leaky point part on one of our boiler rooms. So they're working on that right now. So if you feel a little chill in the air, that's because we're blowing cold air, not the hot air that we like to have. So that's why they're here. The vendor.
I think we have enough hot air here to compensate.
Yeah. Yeah, I kept it going, so we're good there. But that is really it. It's been pretty short period here since the last board meeting, but it's mainly been snow and ice. So any questions for the update?
I think we asked them all this morning.
Yeah, well,
We
they
did.
keep them coming. More is better.
That's right.
Thank you.
Sure. Thanks, Adam.
Thank you. That concludes our reports.
All right. A reminder, February 3rd is our next board meeting, 1 p.m., no working session that day. Commissioner Green, January 21st, chat. Commissioner Yamas, January 28th, chat. Commissioner Smers, February 4th. I'm on chat February 11th, and Commissioner Green once again on February 18th. Yes, sir.
So I have agreed to switch with Commissioner Yamas. I'll be doing the 28th and she'll be doing the 21st.
I don't need to switch after all. I didn't get an opportunity to talk to you about it because I'm traveling on the 21st.
Okay, so you're fine.
I'm fine.
Okay,
Thank you so
all right.
much.
So
Thank-
never mind. right?
Never mind.
No change necessary. Okay. If there's no further business to come before the board, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Shelby, if you would, please.
Commissioner Rod Green,
Yes?
Commissioner Joanne McCullum,
Yes.
Commissioner Gloria Yamas,
Yes.
Commissioner Jeff Smers,
Yes.
Commissioner Barb Fuller.
Yes, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.